Hi, my name is Precious and today I am making African donuts. There are many kinds of African donuts. These particular donuts are made with yeast and they are twisted, they are so fluffy, they are so good, they are dangerously delicious. So I'm going to show you guys the ingredients we need and then we can start cooking. You need 4 cups or 500 grams of all-purpose or plain flour. You also need a little more flour for dusting your working surface. You need 1 sachet or 2 1/4 teaspoons of active dry yeast. 1 can of evaporated milk. That is equal to 1½ cups or 12 ounces. You need 3 tablespoons of butter, 3 tablespoons of sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 large egg, and some oil for frying. So guys, I'm going to warm up this milk for just about 45 seconds to 1 minute in the microwave. You don't want it to get too hot. It should just be lukewarm. Put that. Our milk was in there for 45 seconds. So I'm going to pour that milk all into a mixing bowl, a large mixing bowl, because this is where we are going to make our dough. And I'm just touching it with my finger and just swirling it around to make sure that that milk is not too hot. If it's too hot, if you accidentally overwarm your milk, you just want to let it rest and cool down until it's just lukewarm, because if the milk is too hot, it's going to kill the yeast. So guys, to the milk, I'm just going to add our yeast. And I'm going to let that rest for about 2 minutes while I melt the butter. So I'm going to cover the butter because you don't want it to splatter in your microwave. And 30 seconds. And you want to keep an eye on it because depending on the heat of your microwave, it might start to splatter so quickly. If it starts to splatter, stop it right away. And let me just note that instead of using the microwave, you could warm up the milk and melt the butter right on the stove top. You don't need a microwave to do this. Recording? So 30 seconds have passed. That is perfect. Our butter is nice and melted. If your butter doesn't melt after 30 seconds, add about 10 more seconds or so. My butter was at room temperature, so I think that's what made it to melt so quickly. So we're going to go back to our yeast. So the yeast and the milk have rested for about 2 minutes, and when it rests, the yeast kind of becomes creamy. That shows that the yeast is alive and we are good to go. Okay, so I'm going to add the sugar to that mixture. Then let's go with the egg. It doesn't really matter which order, but okay, that's the egg. Come on, eggy. There we go. Then I'm going to add in the melted butter, the salt. Then I'm going to use a whisk and just whisk everything together to combine. Now I'm going to add in the flour. And then I'm going to use a wooden spoon to just mix that wet mixture together with the flour. Then I can go in with my hands. Starting with a wooden spoon is a really easy way to get that dough going. Oops. Now that it's a little too hard to mix it with a wooden spoon, I'm going to transfer that to a work surface, and I've cleaned my countertop really good, so it's good to go. Okay, I'm just going to go in there and mix One of my favorite things to do is to knead dough. It's just very relaxing. I find it therapeutic. It's one of my favorite things. I actually struggle with my kids over who is going to knead the dough. So you just want to knead and knead. If it's so sticky, sprinkle on a little bit of flour, but you just want to knead and knead until it's nice and smooth. And it's getting quite sticky right now, so I'm just going to just a little bit of flour, because you don't want this dough to be too hard. It's best when the dough is a little bit sticky. So you knead and knead and knead your frustrations out. Okay guys, so my test for dough to find out, to know if I've kneaded dough well, is it knead or kneaded? Anyway, to find out if I knead the dough properly, or if I kneaded the dough properly, my hands should be clean. So as you can see, my hands, if the dough is not sticking to my hand, then I know that that dough has been well kneaded. So it's not sticking, and I used only a very little sprinkle of flour. So you want to make sure you don't add too much flour to the dough, because that's going to make it hard, and that's not good. Okay, so I'm just adding about a teaspoon of oil to the pan we used to mix in the dough, and this is just going to make sure that the dough comes out of the pan easily when it's risen. Then I'm going to put in our dough. Then I'm going to cover that with plastic wrap, and you can equally cover it with a clean kitchen towel, and I'll put that in a warm place to rise. So what I do is I turn on my oven for like 1 minute, turn it off, and I put my dough in, and it always rises. So we're going to keep this in a warm place to rise for about an hour, or until doubled in size. So guys, this is what our dough looks like after rising for 2 hours. Now this is probably my favorite part. I'm going to punch the dough to deflate so I can take out the air. Oh, so satisfying. Okay, then I'm just going to gather back everything, put on a clean working surface, then I'm going to cut this into 24 equal pieces. And how I'm going to do that is by cutting it in two. First, 2 equal, I just weigh to feel, and that feels equal to me. Then I'm going to cut this in 2 again. Now we have 4, and I'm just going to keep going. So I'm looking for 24, so I'm going to cut this in 2. Okay, now we have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I'm going to cut each one into 3 because we are looking for 24. I'm not doing bad with math. Okay. Just trying to make sure they're as equal as I can get. Okay. So now I have 24. Then I'm going to start making the twisted donuts. So this is 1 piece. So I'm just going to roll this, and because of that oil that we had, you know, it really makes handling the dough easy. There's no need to flour the board. It's going to make it too dry, and it's not going to work properly. So you're just going, oops, that curd, come on. Okay, I'm going to join this, put this back together, then I'm going to make a rope with it like so. You see that? That's a rope. Now I'm going to twist it in opposite direction. So while my left hand is going forward, my right hand will be going backward. You see that? Like so. Apply some tension like so. And when I've done that a couple of times, I'm going to lift it up. Then I'm going to just continue twisting it until I make 3 to 4 twists. Then I'm going to press the end to seal, and that is what it looks like. Okay, I'm going to show you guys another one so you can really grasp this. So I'm just, what I do is I just kind of flatten the dough and try to start that rope going with my hand like so. Then just put it down, then just rub from the center and out, from the center and out, like that. Then I'm going to twist in opposite directions, and when it applies so much tension that it starts resisting, then I'm going to lift it up and just twist. Make 3 to 4 twists, then press the end really good so it seals, and that is your twisted donut. So guys, these are my donuts all formed. I'm going to let them rise for 10 minutes, then I'll turn them to the other side so they can rise for another 10 minutes, then we'll go ahead and fry. 10 minutes later, and you can see that they've puffed up, so I'm just going to flip to the other side because the other side is quite flat, so the other side can rise too. So I'm just going to flip, and I'll just let them rise for about 10 minutes on the other side. I'm going to go heat up our oil while they are rising. So I have my wok here. You could use any frying pan you like or a Dutch oven. Now I'm going to pour in oil all the way up to about maybe 5 inches, 4 to 5 inches. Then I'm going to let that heat up on high for 10 minutes. Then I'm going to turn it down to medium. Okay, our donuts are good to go, and I'm going to start frying them by, starting with the ones that I twisted first, because those ones are more puffed up than the others. So I'm going to fry 6 at once because that's what my wok can take. It's important that you do not overcrowd whatever pot or pan you choose to use. So this is going to go into the wok with us. I turned my heat down from high to medium. That's very important so the donuts don't burn quickly without cooking inside. I'm going to go ahead and gently lower our donuts into the oil. So I just gently lower the donuts into the oil. I'm going to let them cook for about 2 minutes on each side until nice and golden brown. Then I'll flip them onto the other side. And when frying these donuts, you want to regulate your heat. So if you realize that the oil is too hot and they are getting brown too quickly, reduce the heat. And if you realize that they are not getting cooked at a decent time and they are kind of soaking up the oil, then you want to make sure that you reduce the heat. You want to make sure that you increase the heat. If they are soaking up the oil and not cooking quick enough, then you increase the heat. And these donuts cook really quickly, just about 2 minutes on each side. So you don't want to go anywhere. You want to stand right near your frying pan or your pot so that you're ready to flip. So I'm just going to go ahead and flip them to the other side. Look how beautiful they look. So I'm just going to take them out and then put on a tray that I've lined with parchment paper. So guys, our donuts are done. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait to try them. Now you can coat the donuts with sugar if you like. So as soon as they're out of the oil, if you plan to coat all the donuts with sugar, you're going to have to do this when you take out every batch. Just put about a teaspoon of sugar in a paper bag, then put in the donuts. Since I'm using a small paper bag, I'm going to do 3 at a time. Close, and then you shake so that sugar goes all over the donut. Then you have some glorious sugar coated donuts. I'm going to try one because you guys know, oh my god, look at how fluffy. It's crunchy on the outside, so fluffy, pillowy on the inside. Oh my goodness, you guys, this is perfection. So hot, but I cannot resist. Oh my goodness, it's so buttery. It sort of melts in the mouth. You guys, when you make this, you must try one while it's still hot. I insist, because if you don't try one while it's still hot, what is the point? I mean, you have to try one while it's still hot. So good. Okay guys, I'm going to try one without the sugar. Guys, perfection right here. Epicness. I like it with the sugar and without the sugar. So let me know in the comments, do you like your donuts with sugar on top or without sugar on top? So friends, that is how you make African donuts. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I hope this video inspires you to get into the kitchen and make some delicious twisted donuts for yourself or for the ones you love. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. Also, if you've been watching my videos and you've not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe. It's really important to me. And when you subscribe, click on the notification bell so you can get notified whenever I post a new video. Thank you guys so much, and I'm going to see you guys in my next video. It's going to be a good one. Bye bye.